I overheard her saying, I hired Veritas Surveillance to follow him. If he's innocent, he shouldn't mind. Then I hired the same agency to follow her. The report I got back made her investigation look like child's play. And when I presented the evidence at our holiday gathering, I, Rhys Davies, 33, lead software architect, reflected on that moment a month ago. Evelyn, 30, digital marketing specialist, was in our modern city apartment study, door ajar, thinking I was still at the home goods superstore. I'd forgotten my smart device and come back. Yes, I want the full digital and physical surveillance package, she was saying. Work hours, lunch breaks, after work, everything. I froze in the hallway. If Rhys is innocent, he shouldn't mind being followed, right? I mean, innocent people have nothing to hide. My stomach dropped. She was hiring a PI to follow me. Here's the thing. I've never cheated. Never even thought about it. I work long hours, come home every night by 7, and spend weekends either with her or working on my freelance coding projects. The most exciting thing I do is grab craft beers with my brother Liam once a month. But lately, Evelyn's been weird, accusing me of being distant, checking my phone when she thinks I'm asleep, asking weirdly specific questions about my female colleagues. I figured it was stress from her mother Eleanor's difficult property settlement. I stood there listening as she gave the PI my license plate, work address, a photo from her phone. Then she said something that made my blood boil. My friend Sophia said her husband acted exactly like this before she caught him, working late, being defensive about his phone. I'm not going to be the idiot wife who doesn't see it coming. Defensive about my phone? The woman literally grabbed it out of my hands last week while I was texting my sister about Mom's birthday gift. But okay. I quietly went back outside, made noise coming in. Babe, forgot my smart device. She came out all smiles. Hey, honey, drive safe. That night, I did some thinking. Then I made a call of my own. The beautiful thing about bustling coastal cities, there are only like 3 reputable surveillance agencies. Took me 2 calls to find the right one. Veritas Surveillance, this is Cyrus Stone. Hey, yeah, my wife Evelyn hired you to follow me. Rhys Davies. Long pause. Sir, I can't discuss... I know. Client confidentiality. I'm not asking you to break that. I want to hire you too. Same service, but for her. That's unusual. Look, Cyrus, she thinks if I'm innocent, I shouldn't mind being followed, right? Same logic applies to her. Another pause. I could practically hear him doing math in his head. Double payday. When would you like to start? Tomorrow. Full package. Work, lunch, everything. And Cyrus, I want the premium tier. Social media deep dive, financial activity analysis, the works. That's significantly more expensive. That's fine. Email me the contract. See, what Evelyn doesn't know is that I have been saving cash from freelance coding for the past year. Was going to surprise her with a Northern Lights cruise for our anniversary. Well, surprise redirected. That next few weeks were surreal, going about my normal routine, knowing someone was watching me, coding, getting lunch at the same sushi place I always go to, texting Evelyn sweet messages while knowing she was getting reports about my boring-ass day. Meanwhile, she kept up the act. How was work, honey? Who'd you have lunch with? All while studying my face for tells. Friday night, she tested me. Hey, I'm thinking of surprising you at the office for lunch next Tuesday. Would you like that? Classic. Get me to admit if I had plans that would interfere. That'd be awesome, babe. Just ping me when you're coming so I can make sure I'm not in a dev meeting. Her face fell slightly. Not the reaction she wanted.
2 weeks in, Cyrus called me. Mr. Davies, I have your reports ready. Both of them. Both. Your wife's investigation and yours. Would you prefer them emailed or in person? Can we meet? We met at a quiet cafe in a different district. Cyrus looked exactly how you'd imagine a PI. Rumpled suit, tired eyes, coffee addiction visible from space. He slid 2 folders across the table. This one's yours. Pretty straightforward. Work, lunch, home. You had craft beers with a Liam Davies last week. Figured you're probably the most uneventful surveillance I've done. No offense. None taken. What about the other one? He pushed the thicker folder toward me. That's more interesting. I opened it. Photos, timestamps, credit card records. How the hell did he get those? Social media screenshots? Tuesday, lunch with her coworker Warkus Thorne at a trendy bistro. 2 hours, lot of laughing, him paying. Wednesday, dentist appointment. That was actually a luxury spa session, posted nothing about it online. Thursday, left work early, told me she stayed late, went to Sophia's house, but Sophia's social feed showed her hiking in the Rockies that whole week. Friday, the kicker, apartment viewing with Marcus. They looked at an upscale waterfront unit. The agent's notes said they were a lovely couple looking to move in together. My hands were shaking. There's more, Cyrus said quietly. The credit card records showed charges I didn't recognize. Expensive dinners when she was supposedly working late. A charge at a lingerie store the day before she told me she had a migraine for 2 weeks straight. Hotel bar charges when she was supposedly at her grandmother Eleanor's coastal cottage. But the social media deep dive was the best part. Her private Instagram that I didn't even know existed, with posts about knowing your worth and sometimes you outgrow people and excited for new chapters. The comments from her friends were illuminating. You deserve better, hun. Reese doesn't appreciate what he has. Marcus seems perfect for you. There was a whole group chat screenshot where she was discussing her exit strategy and how she needed proof of my cheating to make the divorce cleaner. Your wife hired me to manufacture evidence of an affair that doesn't exist. I stared at the reports. 4 years of marriage, 7 years together total, and this. Cyrus, can you do me a favor? Keep following her, but I want you to document everything about Marcus. Everything. That'll be... I don't care about the cost. A fortnight past was Evelyn's family's annual holiday gathering. Perfect timing. I'd been sitting on the information for a week, playing the devoted husband, while she continued her investigation of my non-existent affair. She even installed a tracking app on my phone. Joke's on her. I found it immediately and left it there. The gathering was at her aunt's suburban estate. Huge backyard, probably 60 people, her whole extended family, cousins, grandparents, the works. Evelyn was in peak performance mode, hanging on my arm, laughing at my jokes, introducing me to relatives like we were newlyweds. The hypocrisy was almost impressive. Her mom, Eleanor, pulled me aside at one point. Reese, honey, you two seem so happy. After what I went through with Evelyn's father, it's nice to see true love. Yeah, about that. Dinner time came. Evelyn's uncle was making a toast about family and loyalty when I stood up. Actually, if I could say something. Evelyn looked confused, but smiled. Of course, babe. I wanted to thank you all for welcoming me into this family. These past 7 years have been educational. I recently learned something interesting about trust in relationships. Evelyn taught me that innocent people shouldn't mind being investigated. Her face went pale. So when I found out she hired a private investigator to follow me, hoping to catch me cheating, which I've never done, by the way, I thought, you know what? She's right. Innocent people have nothing to hide. Gasps around the table. Evelyn started to stand. Reese, what are you... So I hired the same PI to follow her. Would you like to know what he found? I connected my phone to her aunt's smart display. I'd asked to manage the music earlier. She said yes. First, I played the recording Cyrus had legally obtained of her call to him. Her voice filled the backyard. I need evidence he's cheating. He has to be. Men don't work late without a reason. Check his junior engineer specifically. Young, ambitious. Her dad stood up. What the hell is this? Wait, there's more. I pulled up the photos on her aunt's smart display. Again, had asked to set up a slideshow earlier. Preparation is key. There was Evelyn and Marcus at the bistro, at the apartment viewing, her entering his apartment at 11 p.m. on a Wednesday, when she told me she was at her grandmother Eleanor's coastal cottage. But the pièce de résistance, the screenshot of her group chat where she explicitly said, "I don't even care if Reese is cheating or not. I just need the accusation for the divorce. Marcus's lease is ending next quarter, and we want to move in together."
The backyard was dead silent except for the sound of Evelyn's cousin dropping her wine glass. Her mom, Eleanor, was the first to speak. "Evelyn Marie? What is this?" "Mom, he's taking things out of context." "Am I?" I pulled up another screenshot. "This is from your private Instagram posted last Tuesday. Sometimes you realize you've been settling and someone shows you what you actually deserve. While married to me, while investigating me for cheating?" Her brother Owen actually laughed. "Yo, this is messed up. You hired a PI to catch him while you were messing around." "I wasn't messing around. Marcus and I are just friends." "Friends who look at luxury apartments together?" I showed the agent's listing where they were marked as an engaged couple. "Friends who charge exorbitant dinners to credit cards your husband doesn't know about?" Her dad looked at me. "Rice, I'm so sorry. I raised her better than this." Evelyn tried damage control. "This is defamation. You're humiliating me." "These are public posts and legal surveillance photos." Actually, Cyrus made sure everything was above board. Also, fun fact, attempting to fabricate evidence for a divorce? That's fraud. She ran inside. Her mom followed. The rest of the family just stared at me. Her grandmother, this tiny 85-year-old woman, walked up and patted my hand. "You're better off without her, sweetie. My granddaughter apparently takes after her Aunt Mildred. She pulled the same trick in '98. Plot twist I didn't see coming. I thought the gathering would be the end. Nope. Evelyn went full nuclear, but not in the way you'd expect. Instead of social media warfare or workplace drama, she tried something weirder. She called a marriage counselor intervention. I got home from work Tuesday to find Evelyn, her mom Eleanor, Marcus, the audacity, and some woman I'd never met sitting in my living room. "Reese, please sit. This is Dr. Albright. She specializes in marriage crisis intervention." I stayed standing. "The dude you're cheating with is at our marriage intervention? Marcus is here as a friend." "Who you're apartment hunting with?" Dr. Albright cleared her throat. "Mr. Davies, your wife feels you violated her trust with this investigation." I actually laughed. "She hired a PI first." "Yes, but from a place of concern. You hired one from a place of revenge." "I hired one from a place of what's good for the goose is good for the gander." Marcus decided to speak. "Look, man, Evelyn and I are just friends. You're being paranoid." "Marcus, my guy, I have receipts, literal receipts, of you two at that exclusive restaurant where the tasting menu costs more than my monthly data plan. You want to see the credit card charge?" Eleanor jumped in. "Reese, marriages require forgiveness." "Eleanor, with all due respect, your daughter was planning to leave me while trying to frame me for cheating. That's not a marriage problem. That's a character problem." Dr. Albright tried again. "Perhaps if we discuss why Evelyn felt the need to investigate." I pulled out my phone and showed her the screenshots. "She felt the need because she was projecting. Classic cheater behavior. Assume your partner is doing what you're doing."
The intervention lasted another 20 minutes of them trying to gaslight me into thinking I was the problem. Finally, I'd had enough. "Everybody out, except you, Evelyn. You live here for now." They left, but not before Marcus tried to shake my hand. I just looked at it until he awkwardly pulled it back. That night, Evelyn tried a different approach. Tears, apologies, even tried to initiate intimacy. When that didn't work, she switched to anger. "You ruined my relationship with my family." "No, you did that when you decided to investigate your faithful husband while planning to leave him for Marcus. We're just friends." "Cool. Then you won't mind that I forwarded everything to his fiancée, Serena." Her face went white. Marcus has a fiancé? Actually, Serena, lovely woman, very understanding. Just kidding. She dumped him immediately and is telling everyone in their friend group. The next morning, she was gone, moved back to her mom's. Left a note saying I was psychotic and she feared for her safety. Perfect. Made the divorce easier. Update 5. Divorce was finalized recently. Fastest proceedings my lawyer had ever seen. Mostly because I had documentation of her affair plans and attempted fraud. She tried to claim alimony. Judge literally laughed. She got her clothes, her car, and her debt from those secret credit cards. I kept the apartment, my dignity, and the Northern Lights Cruise Fund, which I used to install a kick-ass smart home theater system instead. Marcus dumped her a few weeks after Serena left him. Turns out he wasn't interested in actually dating Evelyn, just in the excitement of sneaking around. Without the thrill, she was just another coworker. She found out when she saw him on a dating app. Her friends sent me the screenshot of her meltdown post about it. I didn't respond, but I did smile. Her family still invites me to stuff. Her grandmother Mildred sends me cookies. Her brother Owen and I actually grab craft beers sometimes now. He told me Evelyn's been trying to date but keeps getting ghosted when people search her online. The Gathering video somehow ended up on a cousin's viral short-form video app. 2.3 million views. Whoops. The best part? Recently, I got a professional networking site notification. Evelyn viewed my profile, then viewed it again an hour later, then tried to connect. I declined and blocked her. Cyrus Stone, the PI, sent me a thank you card, said it was the most interesting case he had in years. Also mentioned Evelyn tried to hire him again to investigate why her dates keep ghosting her. He declined. Professional ethics and all.
Me? I'm doing pretty good. Started coaching my nephew's youth league team, joined a woodworking workshop, even went on a few dates, though I'm taking that slow. Trust issues are real, but my therapist says I'm handling them well. Funny thing about hiring a PI to catch your innocent spouse cheating. Sometimes they hire one back and find out who's really been playing games. Oh, and I kept the ring she didn't know I bought for our anniversary. Returned it, used the money for a kick-ass home theater system. Every time I watch a movie, I think about how she was right about one thing. Innocent people really don't have anything to hide. The guilty ones, though, they've got whole-ass apartments they're viewing with their just friends. Peace out.
If you made it this far, you've got to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you love hearing insane Reddit-style stories just like this one, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. I drop fresh stories every day, and trust me, the twists only get wilder. So like, subscribe, and join the community because you don't want to miss what's coming next.